And so I talked to Kevin before because he's like, you've got to start off the call and get it going before we take over and do the presentation. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. What do I say? Give me the magic words. Give me the script. Tell me what to say. What do I say? And he said, speak from your heart. That's it. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So it was about autism. My daughter has autism. So I dug in to that story and started with that and did it, and it went very well. We actually got the account. The company later shut down the program, so it didn't work out well in the end, but I learned a lot. But second big lesson, if you want to make a video and you're scared to get on camera, if you want to call a prospect and you're scared to get on the phone, or it's pushing that comfort zone, or if you have a new teammate that signed up and you know you really should call them and welcome them and get them started, but you don't really like getting on the phone, just speak from your heart. You don't have to know the script, just speak from your heart. It'll give you the words. So that was the second big lesson I learned from him. But backtrack before that, before I met Kevin, my freedom journey started in 2008, a little bit before we met Mike, not too long before. I was working full-time, I have an accounting degree, and had accumulated a lot of debt, and didn't it was a long story about how that happened with not having childcare for Ashley. She wasn't potty trained, 11 years old, and I had a lot of debt, and so my job was good, but I was starting to drown in the debt. Had bill collectors call me and all of that kind of stuff. And then at the same time, I had guilt. She needs therapy. I don't have money. I'm supposed to be giving her all this therapy to help her catch up. She's behind all her peers. She's way behind. How do I get, she needs therapy. She needs this, she needs that. I don't have money. Their insurance said, I'm not paying for that. We don't pay for autism. We don't pay for ABA therapy. No, we don't do that. The public schools, they were not helpful with autism therapy either. Tried to get her free speech therapy through the public schools, and they would give her a very small amount, and then they cut the time because they said, well, we don't know if she's really going to talk, so we're going to cut the time that we're given for therapy. So that wasn't helpful. So I had guilt that I didn't have enough money to give her therapy, but I had these bills too that were choking me. Like, I need another job. I need a second income. But I'm sitting here looking at her. I work full time. I can't take another job and be away from her more because I can't pay for therapy. I need to work with her. I need to spend time with her. How am I going to do that? I can't take another job and never be with her. She needs me to teach her because no one else is going to do it. So what was the solution? Well, I heard you can make money on the internet. Someone said you can make money on the internet. I don't know how it works, but I'll figure it out. So I saw an ad in a magazine about like doing surveys and stuff, and doing the get paid to offers and surveys and that kind of thing. So I'm like, okay, it's free. I can do that. I can make some money. So I started doing that. There's a lot of legit sites out there. So they were legit. They paid me, but it was really small money. Getting a check for $25 once a month is not going to make a dent in bills when you're drowning in debt. And it's not going to pay for therapy. It just wasn't enough. And I couldn't see any way to scale that. It took my time, and it paid very small amounts. I'm like, what am I going to do? And so then I got into this led me down a path into a forum. So in this forum, I started seeing things. And of course, there was keywords like in the YouTube, in the forum, the articles. So I started going down through that path, and it led me to some other small programs that paid very little, that were free. And then I heard about residual income. I'm like, oh, that's what I need. I could do the work once, and I get paid every month. That can add up. That can make a dent in the bills. That can make a difference. That'll work. I need that. So I found a program that was very inexpensive because I didn't have money to start, and it was like $10 a month. I'm like, okay, I can start with that. And I was a little bit leery of taking the leap because I didn't know how to promote it. I'm like, how can I be successful? I don't even know how to do it. And then I seen an ad, and it was the right message at the right time. I clicked on the ad and I'm going for it. I'm signing up. I signed up and I was his lead in the business when I signed up on that ad. So I came into his business as a cold lead, cold marketing, not through social media. And he wasn't even in Facebook yet. It was before that. And so I didn't know who he was or anything. So I just signed up on this link and I started looking at it and trying to figure it out and everything. The phone rings and then I answer the phone and this guy says, "Hi, this is Kevin Sousa. Welcome to the so-and-so company." And I'm like, who's this man calling me on the phone? I don't know. There wasn't that no like and trust. I had no clue who he was. And back then I was not used to talking to people on the internet. I wasn't in social media yet or anything like that. So it was like, I didn't have the no like and trust. I had no clue who he was. So I was very standoffish. He's like, "I want to help you. I want to help you get started, show you how to, get going." I'm like, I'll let you know if I need help because I didn't know who he was. And so I kind of blew him off. And okay. Yeah. I was just like, "I'll let you know. I'll figure it out. I'll let you know if I need help." And what happened after that is I got his follow-up emails. And he's like, "I'm having a webinar on this day and this day at this time. I'm going to teach you, train you, and I really, really want this. I really, really need it. I'm going to go to that webinar and learn." So I went to the webinar and he got on there and was like, self-development, inspiration, wisdom. I'm like, oh my God. So after attending the webinars and getting exposed to that, I was really inspired. And of course, immediately started building the know, like, and trust, with him. And it went from there. So I really plugged in because I really, really wanted it. And, when he wanted to, do that initiative for the nonprofits, I was all over it because I really, really wanted it. And I will say one more thing before I turn it over to him. One of the reasons why people might use as an excuse not to join or start a business is they don't think they have time. That's an excuse. But if you don't make the time, it'll always be that way. And I've heard him say that before. If you don't do something different, you'll never have the time. You'll always be working 60 hours a week, if you don't do something to change that. But it's an easy cop-out, easy excuse to use. I don't have time. And I could have used that excuse. I didn't have time, really. But it's all important. How much is it important to you? How much do you want it? If you really want it, you'll do it. You'll find a way. And it's easier now than it ever was. Back then, I made the time on my breaks, on my lunches, in the evenings, on the weekends, on vacations, whenever I could squeeze in the time, I would do a 3-way call or whatever. Nowadays, my life is still really busy. And, Ashley still has issues. And life's hectic, and it still can be a challenge to fit in marketing. But it's really easy to make it fit in now because we have short form video. I'm doing TikToks, and we were talking about this on lunch with Deborah. I'm doing TikToks standing in line at Walmart parking lot. The Walmart in line. You stand in line all day long. And I'm making TikTok videos when I'm in line. You can do it anywhere. It only takes a few minutes. I get a generic stock video and save it on my Google Drive. So then I could go on my phone, bring up Google Drive, say open in TikTok. So it opens in TikTok. I go type in some words and set the duration of when I want them to pop up, pick the trending music, and I'm done. And in 5 minutes, I've got a video, and we've gotten leads and we've gotten sales from doing that. So it's easier than ever now to, lose that excuse, I don't have time. You can do it. You can fit in the time. So, of course, with the 30-minute, formula, it's even easier than that. We do solo ads also. And then, you buy the traffic, you send the email. So that's also, really a good way to get results in very little time. So if you really want it, you can fit it in. It's easier now than it ever was.